What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some Go Battle League battles here in the Ultra Premier Classic Cup, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a team that I've been having some really solid battles in the Ultra Premier Classic Cup with, and that's with Walrein in the lead. And I know what you're probably thinking, oh man, another team with the Walrein Trevenant core. Yes, I wanted to try out SIRFETCH'D as kind of a spicy pick in this format here, and so I stuck with a core that is tried and true and really solid of Walrein and Trevenant, and I'm actually using SIRFETCH'D as my safe swap here, which is why you see this move set of Leaf Blade and Brave Bird. Brave Bird I feel like is a must-have if you are using SIRFETCH'D on the safe swap. Leaf Blade is really nice for all the Swamperts and Walrein that are running around, and it hits for a little bit more neutral damage than Night Slash, but if you do want to have super effective damage for more consistent damage output against Trevenants that might counter swap, you could go for Night Slash. I really prefer this moveset on SIRFETCH'D when I'm running it in this position though. And so had some really solid battles with this team, so let's jump into these battles. Quickly before we do, if you've been watching the channel for a while or you appreciate the videos, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We're getting very close to 50,000 subscribers, and I appreciate all of you tuning into the content. So let's jump into these battles here. Heracross is about the worst possible lead that I could see here. I have to stay in and chip this with an Icicle Spear because then at this health range, I anticipated that they would just let that go, and now it's a little bit more manageable for the SIRFETCH'D. SIRFETCH'D does outpace the Heracross to the charge moves. They respond with an Alolan Muck, which is a really nice response here. I'm just going to go straight for the Brave Bird to hit for a lot of neutral damage. They let that go through. Now, I could bring in the Walrein again to farm this down, but we actually simultaneous feint there, and I'm totally okay with that. I do not want to give them any extra farm on anything that they might bring in. I had to make a guess there, and I just brought in the Trevenant. They ended up bringing in the Heracross, and the switch clock was barely not up, so I was able to punish that pretty well, able to farm it down, and in the back is their own Walrein. So because of that secondary matchup of Brave Bird on the SIRFETCH'D, that was able to give us an advantage there, and luckily they ended up having a Walrein in the back, so we're looking pretty solid here. I will shield this up because I want to guarantee that I can get the Seed Bomb damage off on this Walrein. And I'm farming up more because I thought that they might go for the CMP tie, but this is a dumb play. It's providing them with a potential win condition. I should have just thrown Seed Bomb and then immediately swapped out instead of giving them all this extra energy, because here I thought that this was an Earthquake because, again, I was not counting in these battles, unfortunately, but it was just an Icicle Spear, so we will be able to take that. But definitely a misplay on my end towards the end game there. Should have swapped that immediately once I put it in Earthquake range. Okay, I ran into a surprising amount of Canto Mucks when I was running this team. Now, I do know that there's a team out there of Canto Muck in the lead and then Walrein and Trevenant in the back. So if that's the case, getting a shield advantage here is pretty nice. They end up shielding the Earthquake, which feels really bad. I kind of want to guarantee that I can get this Earthquake damage off. But my opponent catches on their Trevenant. Really nice play. This puts me in a very tough position. I'm going to bring out my own Trevenant here, and I am really hoping that there's a Walrein in the back. I'm hoping that I correctly shield up Shadow Ball. I do, because I'm going to get some nice energy here. If they bring in that Muck again, I want enough energy to where these Shadow Balls are very threatening. So they do bring out the Muck. Gonna queue up this first Shadow Ball there. They let it go through. Farming up just a little bit more, and now I'm gonna queue up the Seed Bomb. And what do they have in the back? It's actually a Machamp. Okay, so Muck and then Trevenant and then Machamp. Pretty interesting. So they're probably using their Shadow Machamp as their pivot. I had to get out of that matchup right when I burned the shield to guarantee that I could reach this Leaf Blade. I believe SIRFETCH'D barely wins the CMP against Shadow Machamp, but we are able to take that game there. Wall Rain into Charizard. This is definitely where you want to see this. Now, oftentimes when you safe swap the Sirfetch'd, they might respawn with the Charizard, and that's totally normal. Because you have an energy advantage, you will always be able to reach that Brave Bird before they can reach a Blast Burn. So it's pretty nice that you can get a shield advantage there. They're opting to stay in here, totally fine by me. This is exactly where I want to see this thing. Now, I do barely survive Blast Burn from this range, and Sirfetch'd without any shields is not very useful at all, unless you have an energy advantage. So they're going to bring out a Gallade, and thank goodness I did not try to pivot out of that matchup. Winning the lead was so crucial, because look at this backline. This was totally dependent on me having favorable alignment. So I'm glad that they did not commit both shields with their Charizard there. I farm up as much as I can with my little Sirfetch'd here, and then throw one counter in the middle of the confusion before queuing up this Leaf Blade for optimal timing. And now we're looking pretty good. Gonna be able to farm down the Gallade and take the game there. That lead matchup was so crucial to the end game. Wall Rain in the lead. So in this matchup, I kind of like to land an Earthquake and then aggressively pivot into my Sirfetch'd and see what they want to do, especially when they throw their energy immediately like this. So I realize that I'm losing the CMP tie here, and I think I swap right here, and they end up bringing in a Shadow Gyarados. Okay, so even though these counters are resisted, look at how much damage this is doing. It takes 12 turns for the Gyarados to get to an Aqua Tail, and it takes Sirfetch'd only 10 turns to reach this Leaf Blade. And I'm able to win switch advantage. They do have the Wall Rain, which is going to be a little bit scary, but I have a Duck with a lot of loaded energy. Out comes the Wall Rain again. I'm wondering if they're just totally sacrificing this. They do. They just want to burn some energy. And in the back is a Swampert. This is so over. This team is triple good against Swampert, essentially. However, Swampert does slightly outpace Sirfetch'd. I wanted to force the Swampert to burn all of its energy here. They do go for the Earthquake, that's great, and now Trevenant is just going to shut this down, and we're going to take that game there. Good game. Wall Rain into Canto Muck once again. So we've seen this with Shadow Machamp and Trevenant in the back. I've seen this many times before with Wall Rain and Trevenant in the back. I went straight for the Earthquake last time, and they shielded. So this time, I'm going to try to go for the bait, and let's see what happens. They no shield. I cannot call this correctly at all. I will shield up this Thunder Punch. If they shield up this Earthquake, I'm in kind of an awkward spot here. Of course, they shielded up. So I am going to throw this Icicle Spear for chip damage, and then I might aggressively pivot into Sirfetch'd here to try to counter this down. This is only going to be a Thunder Punch because there's no way they're going to throw resisted Dark Pulse at me. And I always want an energy advantage with Sirfetch'd. So I feel like they're going to try to shield and farm me down, which is why I go for a bait here. And because that's what they're trying to do, because they threw energy here, this is going to allow me to reach this Brave Bird. Now I just have to hope that my Trevenant can handle whatever's in the back. I still have that Muck to deal with. It's a Gliscor. That's a little bit scary. It has one wing attack of an advantage here. So I forced them to throw. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. But now I'm very concerned that they're going to catch on their Canto Muck here. So I'm keeping track of their energy. I want to farm up as much as possible. And here I go for a Seed Bomb, hoping that this would be enough to knock it out. And it is just enough. They bring out the Muck, and we're able to reach another Seed Bomb here and take this game. This team continues to win. Sirfetch'd on the pivot is just so strong if you can give it an energy advantage. Charizard in the lead. This is exactly where we want to see it. And out comes a Snorlax. Now, in this matchup, I like to shield once and aggressively farm, but they, for some reason, are not throwing a move at all. So I'm just going to throw a Leaf Blade and get rid of this thing. I still have a Sirfetch'd with a lot of loaded energy. They bring out Charizard. Now this is a dumb, greedy play right here. I go for a Leaf Blade bait. I'm never going to reach Leaf Blade and Brave Bird anyways. So that was not great play. Should have went straight for Brave Bird, guaranteed the shield, and then they get less farm. But it's okay. Hindsight is always 20/20. I let this Blast Burn go through. I'm just hoping that Trevenant's going to have play in the back. It might be a fighter in the back. And it is a fighter in the back. Machamp in the back. We've seen this team comp a couple of times before. So I was able to make that read and take that game. Walrein into Gyarados. This is definitely where I want to see it. The non-stab Dragon Breath from Gyarados just really is not that threatening to the bulky Walrein here. They tried to catch on their Empoleon, and this is again a scenario where I want to maximize my energy. I am totally fine with shielding once, farming all the way down, and if they bring in the Gyarados again, I'm fine with committing my final shield because I know that I'm going to get all the shields back. I throw Leaf Blade immediately. Looks like I won the CMP tie here. That is beautiful. I'm going to commit my second shield because I have so much energy. I'm either going to burn their final shield or I get to see their final Pokemon while I still have 3 Pokemon remaining, which is a very positive scenario. In the back is another Shadow Machamp. We have seen so many Shadow Machamps in this video so far. And I swap to go for this Earthquake, thinking that it would be enough to KO. But this is Ultra League, and Shadow Machamp definitely has a little bit more bulk here. I think I opt to bring in SIRFETCH'D here to not reveal my Trevenant in the back and keep it a mystery. And we're able to take that game only using 2 Pokemon. It feels really good. A Lowland Muck in the lead. This is, my Trevenant absolutely needs to avoid this. Now look, they're using SIRFETCH'D as a pivot as well. It's always going to be able to outpace to a potential Brave Bird. They go straight for it. Can I farm them down before they get to another move? They're able to reach a last second move here. I felt like this was just going to be a Leaf Blade, and it is, but this is a huge problem. This is exactly what they wanted, to hard farm Trevenant with their Alolan Muck. So I kind of want to stall the Switch Clock here and get out of here. I know that I can pivot out right after this Shadow Ball. Let's see what I end up going into. I end up going into my Walrein once again, and in the back is a Shadow Machamp. This is really going to be tough here. So they ran a Alolan Muck double fighter. Really cool team. Gonna let this go here. Cross Chop's definitely gonna take me out. My Trevenant is pretty low, and I'm behind on energy, so this is kind of rough, but I'm going to bring in the Trevenant, force them to throw, and I'm just trying to do as much fast move damage as I can, because now I'm hoping that I can counter them down with my SIRFETCH'D. Have to shield up these Cross Chops, and I don't think they'll be able to reach another one. They bring in the Muck. And they're going straight for the Acid Spray here to try to boost their fast move damage. I farm it down. I have back-to-back Leaf Blades here. And even if this was a CMP tie on the second one, I know that SIRFETCH'D would win that. So we're able to take that game there. Good game. Another Charizard in the lead. This is exactly where we want to see it. Out comes a Shadow Machamp. You can see that the fighters in the back are really popular in this ELO range here. We're at about the 2500s. I do shield up the Rock Slide. I want to maximize my energy here. I already know that the Charizard's going to want to farm up as much as possible, so having a Trevenant with loaded energy, as long as you're not punished by a Snorlax or an Alolan Muck, this energy really goes places. I do get a shield with the Shadow Ball. Able to reach another Shadow Ball here, but they're most likely going to farm me all the way down to be able to double Blast Burn my Walrein. That's exactly what they're going to do, so nice play on my opponent's part. I have to hope that my SIRFETCH'D can handle whatever in the back. They're definitely going to go for... I felt like another Blast Burn here, but they baited me with Dragon Claw. Nice play. It's a Toxicroak in the back, and I know that they're going to reach Sludge Bomb before I can reach Brave Bird. So this is why I throw the Leaf Blade for just a little bit of chip damage here. But this allows them to be able to overfarm. They actually farm me down. I don't even have an Icicle Spear. I lose the CMP tie, and this is where my winning streak finally came to an end there. Another double fighter team, but they're running Shadow Machamp on the safe swap and then Toxicroak in the back. Man, that really punishes my SIRFETCH'D for sure. Good game. Okay, Wall Rain mirror match in the lead. I believe this is the final battle of the video. I just did 2 sets. Now, they did not throw their energy here, so it's a little bit scary to go into my SIRFETCH'D against a loaded Wall Rain. So I'm going to let this go through, and then I might pivot out here. Yep, going to do that again. I want to get an energy advantage. And out comes a quick attack Sylveon. What? So I'm going to throw this Leaf Blade, and you can see these counters, despite being resisted, are really adding up. I have to respect this Psyshock. It would do a lot of damage. Farming up here, and they get to another move because I do not know the quick attack counts for Psyshock. If I remember correctly, quick attack generates 8 energy, and Psyshock is 45 energy. I believe that's correct. So they bring in the Wall Rain again. I should barely be able to survive this Icicle Spear. And I do have switch advantage, but I actually bank that energy, bring out the Machamp, and I'm trying to just burn shields here, and I hope that my Trevenant with an energy advantage can handle the late game. Nice counting from my opponent. They do not allow me to get this move off. They force the CMP tie. Gonna bring in the Trevenant immediately and punish the desynced Switch Clocks. Gonna farm them all the way down and then have tons of energy for their Wall Rain, and we'll be able to take this game. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content, and I'll catch you all in the next video.